I made a real estate video, like one that's never been done before. Check out how I did it. First off, I just want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers that I have here. I'm really excited that you're here. But anyways, hey, before I jump into this video, I just want to let you know that the winner of the golf ball giveaway will be announced at the end of this video. So stick around for that. Anyways, that's enough of an intro. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna do this a little bit different than I did last time. If you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check out the last video I posted first. That's gonna help you just understand kind of what I'm breaking through. So I'm just gonna share a few different things. Anyways, I'm gonna play the intro of the video.
My father, he was from Michigan.
So that intro does a few things. One, I mean, it obviously looks really good. That view is impeccable. So it sets up straight from the get-go. This is a home like you haven't seen before. Another thing it does is it introduces the piano element that I weave into this story. And then 3, the opening line of the interview is my father, which indicates that this is also about somebody. We'll get into it a little bit more. Let's keep going.
He was very much an American boy growing up. His father was in the war during World War II. Which moved him to Washington, D.C., which led him to University of Maryland, where he met my mother, and then he went to Yale, which even he would tell you was a stretch.
So I really like that scene right there because there's that old abandoned piano, and it kind of, so the intro of the video, you see somebody walk in and sit at the piano and start playing it. Throughout the piece, we jump to different pianos, and that was just kind of setting up how the rest of the video is going to work. So there's 3 pianos in this piece. There's one that is in the home currently, is supposed to be the current. The home in the church, which is supposed to represent Hugh, you know, is a little meta. And then the 3rd one is in Simon's home, that's just supposed to represent Simon. And so we see, as Simon is talking about his father, we see this old historic piano and he's playing it, quote unquote. And so that's just to tie visually, just to pin yourself into the story a little bit more of, okay, this part is about Hugh. Here is a tangible thing that I can see that is from the past that helps reinforce that we're talking about something from the past. Anyways, let's keep watching.
But I think one of the most important parts about him was that his ability to be able to speak to anybody. And that would be from the plumber to the ditch digger to the owner.
So right there, like I was just saying, we get to, you know, it's obviously still talking about Hugh, but it's just introducing the element of Simon into it as well. He is Hugh's son, and so we see him playing the piano in his house. And I had a lot of people ask how I color grade. I don't think I'm very good, but I'm just gonna use this shot to show you how I color graded this one. There was nothing super special. So I first off just brought all of the blacks down to 0, and then all of the whites pretty much up to 100. What that difference does is look at it now, there, now, there. And then I went and added some contrast, but I did these a little bit more towards the mid-tones than lower areas, than the shadows. And then here, I just changed the color of these leaves a little bit, added some more saturation, and then I changed how bright his face was. I wanted it to stick out a little bit more than anything else. So if you see right here, you can tell it makes his face a little bit brighter, so he sticks out a little bit more. So here's what it looks like from the original to there. And then I used a lot from, I actually got this one from Gevirtz. I just thought it worked really well here. I don't think I'm great. I'm still learning color grading. I borrowed a lot and I put it on 40%. And so you never want to overdo any of these things. But that's how I color graded this. I just want to show you through my workflow of when I am working on a video that does include an interview. So if we jump over to, I've got a lot of projects right here. If we jump over to a new one, anytime I get a interview piece, I will lay out the whole interview on a timeline, and you can see this 55 minutes. And then I add time code. I worked on this project with another guy and his name was Myers. So I exported this at pretty low res, but we both just watched the interview a few times and took notes and used that time code to make it pretty visually clear what part of the video I was talking about. Let's say, for example, he said something that I really like on a time code. I would pull that then into another project and slowly start building the narrative that I want from his interview. So I'll pull out different sound bites that I think could help enhance and tell the story. So like this, we had notes about 33 minutes is where we liked this part about Simon's dad, Hugh. So
he was from Michigan. He was very much an American boy.
So I'll pull those and over time, just get our story all together. Let's keep watching.
He didn't have to change his persona or anything. He was just confident, and he was Hugh Jacobsen. We design houses inside out. We design the floor plans first. We design passageways and walkways, and then in the process of development, we then begin to turn those very sophisticated bubble diagrams almost into pavilions.
So I really like right there, we still had the access to the plans of the home, and we just used those to kind of talk about how they go about building a home. And so it cuts back to the piano. We're back in modern times. I really like as soon as the song picks up too, the camera goes in.
Bubble diagrams almost into pavilions. Each space has its own building.
So if you see there, it's actually 2 minutes, and that's when like the actual intro of the video is, A Home by Hugh Newell Jacobsen.
Each space has its own building, as opposed to one building has 4 different things going on to it. When we look at these building forms, these are the building forms throughout Hugh's career that all of a sudden on this one project he's assembled together, almost in a timeline from left to right. So with all of these actors involved in the composition of the house, how is it that the design is then unified?
So that part's really cool. If you listen to him, he says the line, all of the different elements of the home come together to basically create a timeline of Hugh's career. So on the far left is some of his oldest building styles, and on the far right is some of his newest, most modern styles. And so another thing that was really interesting about this home, this was the only home that had never been photographed or videoed. Shortly after the homeowner's death was the first time this could ever be taken. But I really like that line because it shows just how much of a piece of art that this home is, and truly beautiful that this was the home to finally hit the public, because it had all of his building style throughout his career. And obviously we got the plans. I'm moving the camera from left to right there, as he says, left to right.
We include a combination of a long unifying boulevard that has a skylight above it. The houses that we do, and especially the Mills residence, is a person's own private art gallery. And this serves as a common thoroughfare that allows each pavilion then to hook up to it, that makes it intuitive to live in.
So this is the element where we really start to see the models that we have, the talent in the video start to take place. I made the call to not throw a rich white millionaire guy walking around this home. I feel like as you watch it, that's kind of what you're expecting, is to see some big, tough, macho millionaire. And that just didn't feel right. This piece of home is not just a flex of how much money I have. It really is a home of art. And so I reached out to Genesis and his wife, Kryn, to be our talent, because Genesis is a well-known artist here in Chattanooga. His wife is an art curator. They understand honestly what this home, like they can appreciate this art more than any millionaire we could throw in there. And so I knew that'd be good for two reasons, because one, realistically, the person that's buying this home is going to be someone like them. Two, I just felt they would be a little bit more natural as they interacted with the home and the art, you know, instead of some old guy to, you know, look at the art and take it in, you know, he's doing one of these, you know, it's just not kind of what I was going for. People were a little worried about that call going into it, our clients and my boss and whatnot. They didn't know if that was the right call, and I can't blame them, but post video, everyone has said, brilliant choice on the talent. And not just saying all that to brag on myself, but just want to encourage you to think through a little bit who you're casting for these videos. Because this home was a piece of art, I knew that it was important to cast an artist or someone who appreciated art. I just wanted to go on that tangent. So you see right there, the last line that we hear from Simon before it cuts into the montage of the home is, makes it intuitive to live in. And so I used that line as a segue to actually show, okay, someone living in the home, Genesis and Corinne, and then also just showcasing the home. So I went back and forth between having our talent there and then just showcasing the rooms, like the sunroom or whatnot. The outro, I just absolutely love. Check it out.
There's something to be said, which I'm not quite sure what it really means. And it's going to maybe take me a few years to figure it out. And that is, this house came out within the same few months of my father's death. You know, this house revealed itself almost as perhaps a special kind of goodbye and thank you.
I just love that closing line. This house came out at the same time shortly thereafter of my father's death. Revealed itself almost as a goodbye and thank you. I think that ultimately captured what we wanted in this piece. This home is one of the prettiest to ever. This is the prettiest home in Chattanooga. I'll just say that. And one of the more proud works of Hugh Newell Jacobsen. As we tell the story of the home, it just felt fitting to include that line about being a goodbye and thank you. A farewell to the tribute that Hugh Newell Jacobsen has left. So that's the video. Thanks for watching it. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the behind the scenes. This piece wasn't super technical or anything crazy as far as the editing goes, so I didn't show as many sound design elements like I did last breakdown. But if there's something I'm really missing and you want to know what I did in the edit, just let me know, and next time I do one of these, I'll be sure to factor that in. Told you to wait till the end for the golf ball winner. I have done a random number generator, and turns out the winner was Preston Poe. Congratulations to Preston. Everybody go cheer him on in the chat. I will be sending you those golf balls here shortly, and I hope you hit some great golf scores with them. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope this breakdown was helpful, entertaining, just how I think about. Thanks for being patient on this video. I've been traveling in between. I went to New York. Big Apple, baby. I'm in the midst of a really big freelance project that I'll be sharing about later. Just thanks for being patient. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.